Hey guys, how are you all doing? The thing I tend to hear a lot from the globe defending side is the words science and scientific and, those types of words. And they say, that there's, scientific evidence for the globe, scientific proof for the globe, and that the flat Earth's unscientific. I've made a video about this a while ago, but, I thought I'd, kind of talk about it again because to me it's like they keep throwing this word about, and, to me, science is simply, observation and experimentation. Obviously, it's like that's as simple as it really gets. But these kind of preachers, these dogmatic preachers, they convolute everything and they make it way more complicated than it has to be. And instead of throwing out the model in favor of something probably a bit more simplistic to explain reality, then they add in even more complications to try and kind of explain away an impossibility or a flaw in the model that they've presented or that they push. So, for instance, when people find there's a lack of curve, these science preachers, and they're not really scientists, they're just kind of they're more kind of religious fundamentalists, I would say, dogmatic, because to me it's like that what they'll do is they'll say that that's we're seeing that there's not a curve because of light refraction, and well, that's their excuse. That's to me what it is. It's an excuse to explain away a flaw in the model, because if it's a ball there has to be a definite amount of curve, and if it isn't there then it isn't ball, because if they're claiming gravity is a thing, then obviously gravity is supposed to have this equal pull on it from every angle, like kind of from North Pole to South Pole to the equator, everything's being supposedly drawn toward the equator, and they say it's slightly wider at the just below the equator, but you wouldn't get much variation in the measurement, not as you wouldn't get if the Earth, is actually a ball, it has to be a lot bigger. They have to have way, kind of miscalculated the size, and I don't think that's by accident at all. If it's, it would have to be about, a few times bigger than what they're claiming it to be. So there's no way they could have just miscalculated it, because it would mean that there'd have to be more land out there, and and people have been down in Antarctica, they would know if land ends beyond there. They couldn't have just kind of miscalculated it unless what they're actually doing is they're actually intentionally hiding something. And if it is a ball, like I said, it's to hide more land. And even if it's flat, they could be still hiding more land. But if it's flat, there's other questions like, well, if it's flat, then that means there might be like a kind of firmament above or whatever. And it's like when you apply real science, you're like, okay, there's no curve. It's either a lot bigger or it's just not a ball. That's to me science, because when you use your logic and that's not exactly science, but science is more about kind of experiments and things that prove or disprove something. So if you have like a hypothesis, then someone says that I think the Earth's a ball, and someone says, well, why? And then somebody says, well, because someone might say, well, it's because the lengths of the shadows between not between, I mean, the lengths of the shadows 500 miles apart from each other matches what you would expect on a ball Earth. But the problem with that being a proof is that you have to assume that the sun is a long, long way away, and that's what they did. Is they assumed it was a long, long way away, and that's if obviously the person actually existed. So that's assuming that the person that even existed. But to me, that's how can you use shadows as a proof of the shape of the Earth? A lot of the globers, they like to use kind of astronomy astronomy and things like that as proof, looking up in the sky and, oh, look at the other planets around. Well, I mean, they just look like discs. I mean, they could be spherical, but does that mean that the Earth has to be spherical too? I mean, it's hard to kind of say that, you know, these things that we see are, you know, light years away and all that. Yeah, I mean, because they have to prove that to us. They have, you know, and they'll come up with these convoluted things, but simple, you know, tests and experiments prove it's not a ball. You just have to look into it, guys. If you haven't already looked into it, you know, you'll find out answers to everything, you know, from sunsets to you know, why the what else is there, why, you know, the day and night and all that. I mean, they come out with arguments, but nearly all of them have been debunked, and I think pretty much all of them have been debunked. It's just some of them there's not a, you know, obviously a definite answer to it, because people are still working on it, but it doesn't mean it's wrong just because we don't have every single answer. And, you know, I won't say, you know, I'm definitely a quote-unquote flat earther, because, like I said, it might be a much bigger ball. It's just whatever it is, they're lying to us, because what people observe doesn't match what they're showing us. So, you know, they're kind of, you know, it's telling you that there's a lie. It's telling you that there's, you know, deception and, you know, kind of manipulation with images and things like that. And yeah, images don't prove it, you know, don't prove it's a ball. That's not scientific evidence or anything like that. But yeah, you just got to look into it, because there's a lot of compelling, you know, kind of reasons to believe it's not a ball, you know, the size they say it is. You know, railguns, for instance, they you know, are able to go, I think, 100 miles without any guidance and hit its target. Impossible on the ball Earth. And you might say, yeah, it's gravity, but gravity is a scapegoat. No one's been able to ever, you know, demonstrate, you know, large bodies of water clinging to a ball. It's just never been done. And they'll come out with excuses, and to me that's unscientific. That's dogmatic. We're not trying to be dogmatic. We're just looking at what the evidence tells us and then taking it from there. And then people have actually started building a model off of that, you know, and actually, you know, what it might not be true, but might not be 100% accurate, but at least they're trying. But, you know, nobody in the flat earth has, you know, like $53 million a day to get all this information. So people on the globe side seem to be kind of shifting the burden of proof. You know, I think they know deep down that they can't provide decent enough proof. But yeah, that's just me. I mean, that's just how it seems to be going. They can't do it. That's why I lean to it, you know, definitely not being a spinning ball, at least the size they tell us it is, because they would have provided way, you know, better proof of it by now. People still scratching their heads about it today. So it tells you there's something, you know, seriously wrong with the model that's been presented to us. And yeah, so yeah, take it easy, guys. Make sure to do some research. Make sure to like this video if you found it informative. Dislike it if you didn't. I don't really care, but I would rather that you commented and explain why you think it's the flat earth impossible and the globe earth is proven. And just like I said, take it easy, guys, and just keep learning, keep researching. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll chat to you guys soon. Peace.